right, so if the average of these numbers, 2, 7, 11, 16, and x, is equal to the median of the 5 numbers, what is the value of x? Well, I know that 2 and 16 are not going to be the medians because they're at the extremes right now. And even if x was the smallest number, then 2 wouldn't be able to move up into the median spot. So the median, if you look at it and think about these numbers, the median has to either be 7 or 11 or x. These are the only numbers that could fall in the middle of the set, and it depends where we put x. If we put x somewhere near the beginning, like if x was, say, -1, then we would get this set and 7 would be the median. If we said that x is equal to like 8, then x would be in the middle and x would be the median. And if we said x was a very large number, then our set would look like this. And so either 7, x, or 11 are the median, nothing else can be. So if we consider those options, we have 3 different scenarios that we can think about. And the most important thing to understand before we dive into this is the way in which we can use an average to calculate a total. Because we know that the sum total of a population divided by the number of items in the population is equal to the average. That means that the average times the number of items in the population is equal to the sum total. So while we know that the total here is 36 plus x because that's the sum of these parts, we also know that the sum total is equal to 5 times the average. And if the average is equal to the median, that means it has to be equal to either 7 times 5, 11 times 5, or 5x. So what I'm doing is I'm choosing values that would set our average, or rather set our totals equal to 35, 55, and 36 plus x for the last one. The reason is, obviously, if 7 is the median and the average, the total has to be 7 times 5, and that would give us a value of 35. But since we already had 36 plus x as our sum total, that would mean that x has to be -1. It has to take 1 away from the existing 36 to bring us down to 35. Same idea here. If 11 is the average and the median, then the total must be 55, and that means 36 plus x equals 55, which means x is equal to 19. In the last example, if x is the average and the median, then 5x, 5 times the average, would have to equal the total, which is 36 plus x. And we can't calculate this like we did here because we don't have a hard number for the average. But I can still solve this formula, and I solved that x would be equal to 9 in this situation. So these are my 3 scenarios, and looking at our statements, I see that statement 1 says that x is between 7 and 11. Well, the only situation where x was between 7 and 11 was this one where x was equal to 9. So I think that that is sufficient to tell us that x is the mean and median, and that x is also equal to 9. So 9 is the mean and the median, and 9 is the value of x. Statement 2 is saying that x is the median of the 5 numbers. Well, if x is the median, then x is the mean, and that means we're in our last scenario here, and that would also solve for x is equal to 9. So both of these statements are sufficient on their own, and that is answer choice D.